Welcome, Sagittarius, Saggy, to the Temple of Consciousness. My name is Ava. I'm your oracle for the month of July 2024. This is an astrology and tarot forecast relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Sagittarius. I love Sag. One of my best friends is a Sagittarius, and he is extremely amusing and very astute and curious about life and has spiritual yearnings. So I'm proud that he's a friend of mine, and I love Sagittarius. I'm a Pisces myself, Scorpio rising. So before we begin, I've been making a little bit of an announcement, and that is I want to express my gratitude for those of you who have welcomed me back into the fray. I left the fray, I left YouTube for about 6 months in pursuit of another dream that apparently the universe doesn't want me to fulfill. So I'm back at the one that I thought was going to be a different outcome than it actually was. In other words, I've been on YouTube for about 8 years, and during that time I experienced a multitude of other tarot sites coming up. And so whether that was the fault or it was my fault entirely, my subscriptions and my financial base became difficult. So I thought, well, maybe I'll pursue another tact. I have more than one interest in life, passion. So I also have a passion for health and well-being. So I thought I'd take it that way. But that's far too difficult. And everything was aligned for me to come back here. So I am very happy to be back, and thank you for welcoming me back. So if you would like to help me to alert the algorithms always sound to me like fairies or leprechauns or something in the computer, to recognize that I'm returned. If you like the reading, of course, that would be very helpful. And any financial help by as direct donation, or if you'd like to partake of a private and personal reading from me, there are links below. All right. So let's begin your reading with the sound of healing. Here we go. The astrological aspect that I feel is very important in its influence on the month of July is the transit of Mars through Taurus and Gemini. This represents your 6th and 7th house. Mars is an initiator, a catalytic force that moves into a sector and pours its energy into it, Whatever it finds in there, it energizes. This is rather neutral energy in that it doesn't choose good or bad. It simply pours towards what is already established. The 6th house is being activated until July 20th. July 20th. Most of the month. This is the sector of work, labor, profit from labor, and health. Now, if there has been any health issues with you, then this will ignite in you the urge to overcome your health issues, whatever they are. This will propel you to do something about it, to focus, to investigate. This would be an absolutely wonderful time to start a new exercise and diet program, regime. One geared to help your immune system. Because Mars has a way of uplifting, enhancing, increasing the power and potential of one's immune system. Eat those foods that are going to contribute to the well-being of your immune system, because you have every opportunity in the world this month to overcome any kind of ailment or difficulty, physical difficulty that you've been or had been experiencing, if so. Or this is a pouring yourself into work. It's about being a workaholic, in a sense, in the summer. So perhaps just needing to work or wanting to work to create extra security. And that might be the issues that turn up until the 20th. So then, July 20th, the transit of Mars moves into your 7th house of partnerships, that is relationships, deep friendships, relationships that matter. So the energy and focus then becomes onto vital and important relationships. There's more bonding. There's more communication, because this is in Gemini. And with your natural house of the 7th house being ruled by Gemini, you like relationships where there is intellectual exchange. And Mars has now ignited this in you. And you're seeking out relationships for intellectual exchange, stimulating conversation. Stimulating conversation. Now, forewarned is forearmed. Mars is also a symbol of aggressive energy, male-dominated energy, egoistic energy. Not that they're synonymous. Egoistic, domineering kind of energy. So be careful if you get into a row with someone that you hold back and use your natural diplomacy, natural wit, because Sagittarius, very witty, to step out of any aggressive conversations, because that might happen. That might happen to you. So, all right, all that said, that is what we can expect astrologically. Now, what I do is I use that as a ground base. And I can then kind of connect the tarot reading to the astrological aspects that are influencing the month. And so let me just shuffle a little bit to get some kind of randomness in the cards. I want to thank everyone for their support. Again, please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the reading so far. Please help me out. Let me now split the cards. All right. Oh, wow. All right. Yay. In the position of the overall energetic mood or theme of the month, we have the Ace of Cups. This is a love card. And as I said, you've got Mars moving into your house of relationships after the 20th. And so this colors the entire month, so it must be a strong outcome. Because what wins out over that Martian aggressive energy, in your case, is this melodic, gentle, compassionate, tender, loving energy. This represents new relationships or the refreshment of older relationships, the renewing of older relationships. It's a sign of fertility, birth, conception. It promises a gentler, more loving, and happier future. For if it is concerning the sixth house of your work, your work could bring you some emotional gratification and fulfillment. Or your body, your health, can now proceed towards a higher level of well-being. This vibrates. This is like a seed that promises the magnificent oak tree. But you have to provide the nourishment for it. And that nourishment is love, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, and humor. Humor always helps to diffuse situations. So that said, let's move on to the position of the specific challenge that you may have for the month. Oh, it was upside down. It was reversed. All right, dear, it was reversed. It's the 10 of Cups, but it's reversed. And they lived happily ever after. This is how all fantasy children's stories end. And they lived happily ever after. That's your goal. That's your challenge. To live happily after ever. Now it's reversed, so you've got a little ways to go. But as I said, you've got the help of the Ace of Cups to tip this card back upright to a place where you find enormous emotional strength and well-being from a larger family support system. So it's up to you to spread the love, which a Sagittarian is very capable of doing. They're the philosopher kings. They're wise and they are tender. And this is what is necessary in your situation. You have to tread lightly because we've got a lot of Martian energy around. You could be ignited, triggered. People are touchy. So you have to navigate this minefield of explosions, possible, potential explosions, emotional, because both these cards are cups cards, having to do with feelings, emotions, that emotional body that resides within the physical body. There's the intellectual body, the mind body. So we have three bodies, like Russian dolls. One in the other, stacked in. But the tale is told in a way that gives great hope, because it doesn't take much to reverse this. It's just a change of mind and an attitude change that will reverse this card. If there's any discord or discontent or disharmony, within a family or within your work environment, the cure is within your abilities and capacities. You have the medicine, and that's love. All right. Everything is always simple. All right, now this was upright. All right. In the position of the unexpected, we have the Nine of Wands. This is strength. You exceed your expectations as to your inner and outer strength. You're a little wary, cautious, because you've been through some, negative episode of some sort, or physical trauma of some sort, or relationship trauma of some sort. Some trauma, because the protagonist is wearing a bandage around his head, indicating a recent injury, painful situation, which he's overcome. That's behind him. Those wands are behind him. He's got one that he leans on for security. So you're depending on perhaps one method, one way, one solution, but you've got security, and you're moving through a transition state in which you are coming out of either ill health or a bad relationship, or relationship issues or problems, or a job situation that was perhaps difficult in some way. Anyway, that now, unexpectedly, is about to end, because the 9 is right before the 10, and the 10 ends the sequence, the series. And so you're almost there. You're still cautious. You're still a little bit like, oh my God, what could happen next? But here, Spirit is telling you Don't worry, you're almost there. Just stay strong. That's the message. All right, let's see how it all ends. Oh, wow. The King of Pentacles. Well, this is the responsible king, the masterful king. He's disciplined, hardworking, organized, compassionate, not in any way cruel, but stoic in his insistence on maintaining high moral values. He's also a very sensual king, being the husband of the Queen of Pentacles, who is Mother Goddess herself. So at the end, you're perhaps given the respect, authority, the leadership position that you've earned. Because this king also earned his throne. He's a pragmatic, very business-minded king. So he's able to manage his empire well, with great authority. So be this in your family relationship. I think you turn the 10 of Cups right side up. This king will, if any king can turn the 10 of Cups right side up, it's this king. He understands family on a visceral, cellular level. He's, as the Queen of Pentacles is motherhood, the King of Pentacles is fatherhood, the epitome of the good father. Always reliable, compassionate, and protective. So there you go. That is what you have to look forward to. Be this representative of your husband, someone, father figure, boss. They provide protection, security, love. If this is you, you do that for your subjects, for your empire. So Sag, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you next month. Thank you for all the messages, kind messages, and thank you for your support. However you can give that, I really do appreciate it. And all that said, let's just end with a namaste. I'll see you next month.